Hello and welcome back, folks. We're going into match 3 of the day. This is our Noxious division. Very excited between these two teams here. It's going to be Clout 7 versus Kamikaze Penguins. And I'm excited to see what they got to pull, what their ideas are going to bring out, and what we're going to see. Without further ado here, we're going to jump into game really quickly. And I want Hunter, I want to know your matchups and what they're going to be doing just this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, so getting into game here, just getting a chance to look over these team comps. We do see a wet slap fight going on top lane. We have Shen versus Ornn. Ornn actually taking Spellbook. Shen, of course, with the Grasp. And we do see an interesting level 1 actually coming out of the side of Clout 7. And we'll see if that gets any picks coming up. But aside from that, Shen should win this lane against Ornn early game, but eventually Ornn will just outscale and they'll both resort to hitting each other with sticks. Shen's going to obviously have a bit more map pressure with his ulti once he hits level 6, but Ornn's going to be a significantly better team fighter. We see Zac versus Malphite in the jungle. Two big chunky boys who want to knock things up. I think Zac does it better. I think Zac probably clears it better. Has more opportunities for non-ulti based ganks. But there's something to be said for sheer ease of execution on Malphite, and his flash Malphite ulti is still going to be brutal. Veigar versus Corki mid lane. Let me tell you about Corki mid lane because I have been climbing. I have climbed in the past 2 weeks from somewhere in gold to mid platinum, pretty much only blind picking Corki. And this champion is really good right now. He's also really boring. Veigar, I don't know how good he is. I don't think he's not as good as Corki, let me tell you that. But he's also very boring. Mid lane's going to be a farm fest. We got to really look out for package timings coming out of Corki, though. He's not really going to be able to prevent the Veigar from farming. It's just going to be both of them sitting there getting as much CS as possible. Corki hits his wave clear power timing and power spike a little bit earlier. So probably like levels 6 to 11, he'll be able to outwave clear Veigar before Veigar gets online with his wave clear. But once Veigar hits his wave clear, they're both going to one-shot waves. No one's going to care. And then it's just going to be Corki with slightly better ability to roam because he has his W and can get into trouble if he accidentally walks into a Zac. Veigar is going to be... They perform very different roles in team fights. Corki is consistent damage, just an extra 80 carry, whereas Veigar is a disabler nuker. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out in conjunction with their teams. There's not a lot of consistent damage. Oh, we see an engage coming in bot lane, but nothing will come of it.
That's a Yuumi.
Oh, you see Corki valking in mid lane, just putting the poke down onto the Veigar, knowing that no one can really answer him, and he has the corrupting potion to heal back up. But we also see that it did literally nothing, because this is Corki Veigar, and nothing's gonna happen. Alright, yeah. So, bot lane. Caitlyn Yuumi. That's a Yuumi lane. Yuumi's gonna scale. Yuumi is the best scaling support in the game, save for Soraka. Maybe Sona can rival her. She also is gonna stick to something really annoying, be it a Zac, an Ornn, or just one of the carries. And that's not good. Zyra Khan really relies on getting ahead in lane, and they're not going to be able to pull ahead in this lane. We see the flash coming into the Malphite, catching the river, a little bit over-eager going for the Scuttle Crab. I don't think he got it either, so just burning the flash there and chunking him out a little. And this lane's not
good damage from both of them. Good trades. Now Zyra, Rakan does ignite Caitlyn here. I think just to reduce the healing from Yuumi.
And the pot, yeah. There's the Ignite there cuts a little bit of the HP healing off of the pot and helps with the Yuumi there. And applies pressure, puts her in instant one-shot range. So if Rakan hits a good combo and has enough mana to do so, and the Xayah hits Q auto E pull through, I think the Caitlyn just dies instantly. So that's the Ignite idea there, but it's not going to last for long. Yumi's got enough mana to heal one more time. Caitlyn's got Thorn's Blade regen. No
Now-
clean footwork.
With Caitlyn, I'm pretty sure I haven't played in much Recon, but I know that when he's dashing, he can actually hit a Caitlyn trap. So if Caitlyn puts her trap in between both of them, in theory, she could trap the Recon and actually get a good pick on Xayah.
Yeah, exactly. So long as, but the only issue with that is the Caitlyn trap needs to be armed. So Caitlyn should really be looking to play around pre-setup traps in a really like Galaxy Brain sort of maneuver style. This is another farming game. Bot lane's going to be interesting. I think Caitlyn Yumi's going to win just based on the way it's been playing out thus far. Caitlyn really dumpsters short-range champions like Xayah. I think Xayah's sitting at 525 range, if not 500. Caitlyn all the way up at 650. Makes it really, really hard for the Xayah to get in on minions without getting harassed down. And as I was saying before, Xayah relies on getting early all-ins and early advantages, and they just really can't do that into this Caitlyn. We see a 4-man scuttle contest in the river, but
That is a fun party, and I want to be a part of it.
This is what you should be doing in your solo queue games, by the way, guys. Your jungler, if you have the ability to roam as a laner to help your jungler with scuttle, please do so. It'll save your games and gain you elo. This is one of the things that's actually Corki's really good at. Corki's essentially a control mage mid lane, even though he's an AD carry. He plays a lot like a control mage. And most control mages aren't able to fight early game unless they're Syndra. Things like Orianna do almost nothing in early skirmishes until their first item. Corki, on the other hand, is still an AD carry. He still has auto attacks, and he has an escape, so you can go in pretty aggressively to zone people off. And he's really good at getting you some early scuttle control, at least when you're against really weak things like Veigar.
Very well said here. Now, we do see a lot of farming, like you were saying before. Zach wants his ulti, and Malphite also wants his ulti, and their jungle clears are both relatively the same. I want to touch note on the Maokai's keystones. He did go Aftershock, so he's looking just to be a chunky boy. He doesn't really want to damage anything really too much, but he wants to go in, wants to do what he needs to do, and let his team really do the extra damage as well. So you can even see the Chilling Smite as well. He's just going to be locking down people as he ults in.
Yeah.
So we do see something top lane here. We do see a nice engage from Ornn into Zach there. First blood going to Ornn. That was a very clean engage. Very well executed and great job.
And I think Shen just getting caught off guard by the just base numbers there. Didn't end up using his flash to escape there. On the point of the Aftershock Malphite, I'm curious to know, I'd have to look it up to see exactly what the scaling on it is. But if he does stack armor and maxes his W, that Malphite should have like 800 armor when he ults.
In theory, yes. So as long as his passive's still up.
Which means his armor scaling damage is going to be massive. Which means maybe Aftershock is actually just good on jungle Malphite. Don't do it on top lane Malphite, you need to be able to trade. But since this Malphite doesn't really look to gank 3-6, it might actually be really nutty.
Now we do see 2 TPs coming in. There's the Corki Valkyrieing in, getting the Caitlyn chunked out. The Yuumi is alone. She goes on to Ornn. Ornn is going down. Corki double kill.
And this is why Corki's really good in solo queue, because they don't respect the package. You can't, by the way, I couldn't hear it in the spectator. Maybe I just missed it. Goes back for the 8-minute package timing, TP's in. They're just like, oh, what's this kid doing? Why is he TPing in here onto a Caitlyn trap? Instantly packages into 2 people. That thing has a 1000% AD scaling, by the way.
Wow.
Just destroys 2 people.
And you know what? They do pick up the dragon because of it as well, which is Ocean Drake. First Ocean Drake is very nice on this team.
I'm rooting for my boy Corki here. Show them how powerful this character is. We do see the new Corki build is Manamune. I promise I'll stop talking about him eventually. But the new Corki build is Manamune. You take Presence of Mind as well. Gives you 90
Oh, there's a Flash Recon into the Malphite. Double knockup, taking out Caitlyn, taking out Yuumi. Double kill Malphite.
Rock!
rock solid.
There we
Let's go.
That's my Malphite main.
I love Malphite. I love playing him. He's really fun to play, and I just enjoy being a giant chungus running into the team with my face. What can I say?
Yeah, great play there, really. Good engage coming out of the Recon. Great follow-up by the Malphite ulti. The Xayah needles, feathers, pulling back. Right angle, getting all the hits. The cat was dead either way. She did jump off a little bit early and get caught by the CC, but she would have died either way, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, so brief explanation of the... You don't expect to see tier Corki very often. This is the new deal on him. You go Manamune into Muramana. It gives you about 90 AD and 1000 mana for the cost of 2/3 of an Infinity Edge. And then you go into your Triforce afterwards, of course. And it is just the most stat-efficient game other than Dorn Shield. Most stat-efficient item in the game other than Dorn Shield, pretty much. It is nutty. It gives you more AD than Infinity Edge and 1000 mana for 2/3 the price. Less than. That item needs to be nerfed. It's not okay. At least in
The
conjunction with
Rock
present
is
play.
going top. Ornn is not ready for this. And here we go. Ornn's gonna be eating in. Malphite ulting in. Rock solid does it again.
And, that Rock had ulti up again, eh? I guess he's
Oh,
probably
yeah,
ulti
bud.
in Hunter. Or I spent way longer talking about Corki than I thought I did. Let's talk about someone else.
Let's talk about the 3-0 Malphite for a second.
Okay. It is AP Malphite. So
Oh.
Aftershock
Oh, I love
actually
it.
just to protect his butt.
I love it.
You would.
It's amazing.
You would. Alright, so yeah, let's touch on the AP Aftershock Malphite jungle. He is 3-0, he's made really good ganks thus far, picked up all of the kills on said ganks, I think. Been a part of every kill on his team. And his general just, he's a fast boy, he's a strong boy, he's a hurdy boy. I don't think he's going to be able to get in range of Caitlyn consistently late game without flashing on her, in which case Caitlyn should be able to react with her own flash. Unfortunately, 90 caliber net has too slow a cast animation to dodge Malphite ulti. So that's bad news bears for the Caitlyn. The Yuumi will not be able to protect him unless the Yuumi is a god and is able to exhaust the Malphite midair. Which is hard. I don't know if you know that. That's not an easy thing to do, much less on any sort of ping. But in general, despite the very large advantage and my love for a fed Corki, I think the team fighting advantage is going to go to the side of... Oh, my stream crashed, so I don't know who's playing on what side. Let me refresh that.
Kamikaze Penguins, I believe.
Kamikaze Penguins is on blue side. My mistake, I'm sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I think Kamikaze Penguins is going to have the team fight advantage. Zac is just a more consistent team fighter than the Malphite, and Ornn is just a better team fighter than the Shen. Xayah Rakan, obviously, gives you a lot of power.
Ooh, engage on to Rakan. Flash forward from Xayah, but Zac is here to respond. Now we kick. Yuumi's coming in with the ulti and ulting down, securing the double kill for Caitlyn, but not enough for Rock going in mid.
Another Corki package, another kill. We'll give the credit to the Malphite though. That's 3-0 Corki, 3-0 Malphite. Bot lane there, Rakan gets a good pick onto the Caitlyn, but doesn't see the Zac there. I didn't see him either. He was blending in with that turret. We see the Rift Herald being dropped mid lane, getting 5 plates mid lane, hitting the tier 2, almost down on the tier 2, but won't be able to finish it off with the Zac there. Or maybe he will be with the wave coming. I don't think he's going to stick around though. Caitlyn Yuumi. Okay, team. Caitlyn's gonna hit a power drop if she doesn't get fed, but boy, she's getting some kills right now. Ornn, good team fighter. Shen, not a good team fighter. Zac, good team fighter. Malphite, inconsistent team fighter.
You take that
Corky,
back.
good team fighter. Literally only a team fighter. Really only team fights and pokes. That's all he does. He's pretty one-dimensional, but he's pretty good at it. Veigar, he has, as I've been trying to say for 15 darn minutes, he's got that, whatever you call Dark Harvest. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't even say it when I got a chance to. He's got Dark Harvest, and he currently has big fat 1 stack on it. Or 0. I'm not sure if it shows you the Dark Harvest marker if he has 0 stacks. He might have 0 stacks on it. Not a great keystone looking right now, but does have Dark Harvest. He's going to be able to team fight. He's got a lot of CC, and there's just that. It's just a brutal amount of CC coming out of the side of Kamikaze Penguins. Clout 7's going to need a little bit of help to survive all of it. Probably some QSS's, maybe some Merc Treads on those tanks.
Oh lord, he coming!
And the
Oh
Rock is
lord, he coming!
Caitlyn has no
Oh
flash.
lord, he here! He takes them all out! Rock!
This is a bit of a delayed noise warning for everyone at home. Anyone watching the stream,
Oh, we got Shen going in here. And
please turn your volume down. Oh my, what is happening?
Oh, whoa!
That's Dark
Viger
Harvest
turning
Rock.
it around, getting that shutdown onto Corky, as well as top lane does respond as well, getting that gank off, taking out Shen.
Alright. Well, that happened. Corky sort of inted in the mid lane there. A little bit unfortunate going in for that kill. Does not quite pick it up on the Veigar. Veigar didn't even ult there. That's definitely an in. On the top side of the map, we see another kill being set up under the Shen. Another Shen death without using flash. Is that double lift at 2018 Worlds?
Oh.
With that said, I think that's the first Dark Harvest stack for Veigar. And, geez, okay, let's talk about itemization. Corky's working on his items. I already talked about that enough, though. There is the Tiamat on Shen, just for wave clear. Normally builds immediately into Sunfire after that, and we should be seeing that here.
Zaya is going in. There is the EQ combo from Rakan. He does get the exhaust off. Now,
Another Storm should get the Zaya out.
oh, I didn't know how that interaction worked. Can you tell me about the interaction with Caitlyn into Zaya ulti?
Well, you see, Caitlyn pressed R, and then Zaya ceased to exist, and the Caitlyn R stopped.
Really? Does that put the full cooldown on Caitlyn? Or
No, it
only a
doesn't.
partial?
It's a 5-second cooldown if your ulti channel gets interrupted like that. Same thing with Zonya's. It works like Zonya's and Playful Trickster or Fidget.
Oh, rock!
Alright, as I was trying to say before, this is a noise warning for chat. Please turn down the stream just enough so that you can hear us accurately every time Malphite ult is off cooldown. Please.
That rock is 6-0.
That is a fat rock. Like I said, I do honestly believe that the team fight advantage goes to the side of Kamikaze Penguins. But Clout 7 has a 6-0 AP Malphite and don't have flashes up on their carries.
Didn't see that coming.
So, who knows? It's gonna be down to if the carries can flash the Malphite ult. If they can, I really do think they'll win the team fight, because that's all of Malphite as a champion. And if they can't flash the Malphite ulti, rest in pepperoni.
Rock. Solid.
Yeah, I mean, he's rock. He's not very solid. He's very squish, actually. That rock's gonna die pretty fast. Doesn't even have a Zonya's yet. Not building Death Cap. Did build full-on Morello, which will help with the Yuumi healing and the heals on Veigar and Caitlyn. Unfortunately, I don't think Morello is the right choice here, because I don't think there's a frame for them to press those items. I believe that rock is going to kill them in one frame. Probably.
He is definitely a kamikaze.
He's definitely gonna die afterwards. The top lane, we see Ornn building his normal Ornn items. He shall soon have his Abyssal Mask as well. He's at level 12, almost upgrading them as well. Zach looks to be building, I think that's a Locket of the Iron Solari, which will help his team survive the Malphite burst. Once he gets his death cap especially, since it has an HP scaling on it. I said death cap, I meant Warmogs. But yeah, it's slowing down. Veigar's got his core itemization, or his early game core itemization done. Still looking for his Zhonya's and a death cap. Zhonya's is another way to dodge Malphite ulti. That should help a lot, which means it's just Caitlyn flash reliant at that point. And these dragons, we haven't talked a lot about dragons. It's another Cloud Rift. Really boring, but you know what? We're stuck here. Shen split pushing mid lane with the Rift Herald.
He's gonna break open the base here. And they get the dragon. This is huge. Can Shen leave with his life is the better question. I think he will. That's only an Ornn. No one else responded to it.
And there's still the Shen ult too, right? So if they try and turn onto that dragon, the Shen just comes back. Really, really actually great macro play out of Clout 7 there. And it's great, whoever called that, bravo to you. It's smart timing. See Corki and Shen contesting the blue buff away from orange. Should go over to the Corki, no contest here, no worries. 4 people up top side there. Malphite in the jungle, farming.
Rock.
The rock is coming. And this is what we call rolling a ball downhill. A rock ball. A rock snowball. There's a rock in that snowball. Analogy complete. Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about this game. There's strong stuff. Corki should probably have enough gold. Yeah, he does. Corki has enough gold to complete his Triforce when he goes back. Gonna be a big power spike for him once he completes his Manamune, Muramana rather, which will be happening. He's at 720 mana on that. So Corki just hit the biggest power spike in his kit. One of the biggest power spikes, honestly, in League of Legends. Rivals the Ezreal Manamune Triforce power spike, except Corki has Sork Boots, which amplifies all of his damage, because he's 80% damage, magic damage. Xayah still farming relatively well. Caitlyn farming relatively well. Not a lot to say up there. Shen's actually down 50 CS on the Ornn, which surprises me. Normally Shen's able to keep up in this lane relatively well, but a couple well-timed ganks from the Zac put him behind. So let's talk about win cons for these teams. We do see we have Cloud Soul Point for the side of Cloud 7, and they do use...
Hunter, quick correction here for you. That is actually Kamikaze Penguins.
On the red side.
Yes.
Okay. Our,
E-engage. Kiana ulti out, taking out Caitlyn. Oh my word, are they gonna be able to get the cap before it goes onto Itachi? Nope.
Okay, so,
taking out Zac. I don't know what happened topside. That was a great combo from the Xayah and Rakan there, and able to get out with their lives.
And the Shen ult comes in, saves the Rakan from the Veigar ulti. I'm now going to assume that what is said in our chat is correct and that we have the teams on the wrong side here. If so, Kamikaze Penguins on red side, Clout 7 on blue side. Kamikaze Penguins, great play coming out of them. Corki, huge power spike. Malphite, fat. Shen, behind. Great play coming into the Xayah Rakan. They are on Cloud Soul Point, and let's talk a little bit about Cloud Soul again, because this is the most dynamic, but simply just the most boring of all the souls. Malphite takes okay advantage of it, being able to run out of a fight after he ultis and maybe not die. Xayah, great use of it. When she Featherstorms, she go fast. Rakan, obviously, same sort of story. When he uses the quickness, he goes quickness-ier. And Corki can proc it if he can save it. It's actually, Cloud Soul is on a 20-second cooldown. But Corki procs it every time he ults. So if he calculates it correctly, he can actually use it as a really, really useful gap closer or escape by not using his missiles until the right time. Yeah. And this game is not going to go long enough, mark my words, for Cloud 7 on blue side to get.
No, Now, Rakan just gonna be zoning out the Zac here. They're all positioned onto Shen and getting closer to the dragon here. So that's a free Baron, I should say, for Kamikaze Penguins.
Yeah, and that's with the free Baron coming over for the Penguins. And the package, this is at the point in the time where Corki package is not always a free kill, but it is always a free team fight win, which is part of the reason we didn't see the contest at Baron. Corki package through a choke point, like I said, 1000% AD scaling on that ability. He has 250 AP, you do the math. That literally one-shots every squishy on the side of Clout 7, and will chunk down those tanks pretty darn heavy, and I think it's also something like a 90% slow. Nutty ability, nutty champion. Pick Corki in your ranked games if you want to win.
Now, this is CloutSoul here. Another thing I want to note on is not just the buff from CloutSoul, but the 10% reduction I'm pretty sure Cloud Dragon gives you is rock solid.
It's actually really helpful for, obviously, Malphite. It's also really helpful for Corki. He gets more rockets. It should reduce the charge timer on his rockets. Much more poke comes out from him. And really helpful for Shen. Shen's ulti is a notoriously long cooldown, and he's pretty useless without it most of the time. In fact, I think you should probably be taking Ignite on Shen in lane, because TPing to fights as Shen is sort of useless. And then,
oh Lord, he coming. Oh Lord, he looking.
And the Rock is on the bot side of the map, looking at Caitlyn.
Oh Lord, the Rock.
And Caitlyn is dead. She tried. No flash on that Caitlyn. No chance to survive. Zac's coming in, looking for the fight, but Corki's too strong. That Zac's gonna die. This is what Corki does, guys. He's hit his power spike, working on the Infinity Edge. He won't need to get it, though. Looks like
I think they're going to be looking to end here, honestly. I think they're just going to be going in and taking out both turrets.
This is 3 hits.
Oran's doing his best, but you know what? I'm not sure how well he is. He is tanky. He does have a pocket Yuumi. The Yuumi ulti does go down. Rakan going in, getting the double ulti off of, and just not enough damage to even take out the Ornn. And it looks like Kamikaze Penguins are going to take the W here.
Yeah, and that is
GG all around. Rock solid.
Looks like you're a fried shorty. Something, quoting our champions that we've been raving about all game. Let us know if that gets annoying and we won't do it in the future. Otherwise, I love doing it. It's really fun.
Hunter, quick takeaway here. MVP and Ace on...
Alright, well, the MVP has got to be The Rock. Unfortunately. He went 806. He had a 23 stack Magi's. A large rock. Rock is mountain. But that mountain move and fall on you. Multiple times. In fact, 8 times. Ace on the other team. It's sort of hard to pick. I'm going to give it to Zac. Zac played really well. Got a lot of good ganks off. Unfortunately, the Veigar never got time to scale, and the Caitlyn got Malphited 7 times. So, not much he can do there. His team can't do anything without damage dealers, and the damage dealers can't do anything in the face of getting one shot by the Malphite. Corki outscaled mid lane. Veigar never hit the Death Cap power spike that he really needs to be successful, and Dark Harvest was a failed experiment. But really, good ganks to Zac. Good engages most of the time, too. Only a couple mistakes at the end there, just dying to the Corki in desperation, but what can you say there? The game was probably already over 100% of the time. Yeah, and that's that. Not to take away from the other people on the side of Kamikaze Penguins, but you gotta give it to the Malphite for being 806.
Very well said here. And when we get back after the quick break here, we're going to be watching Game 2 of Kamikaze Penguins versus Clout 7. Hello and welcome back. We're going off to game 2 versus Kamikaze Penguins versus Clout 7 in our Noxian division here. Game 1 was a very interesting, very fun game to watch, and a very fun game for me, especially to shoutcast here. I promise I'll stop screaming rock this time. Now,
Spoiler warning, there's no Malphite in the next game.
now, Hunter, let's just jump into game, and I want you to tell me about these picks and lane matchups here for me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so getting into this game, top lane, we see a rehash of last game. If you weren't there, it's a wet slap fight. No one should win. We did see Ornn pull quite far ahead in CS advantage last game because of some good Zac ganks and possibly some just better farming on their end. But yeah, top lane, wet slap fight. Ornn's better team fighter. Shen's got map pressure. The gist. In the jungle this game, we do see a Ghost Rammus versus a Trundle. Notably in this matchup, since I really don't know how Rammus Trundle matchups work, I do know, however, since Rammus doesn't have flash, he can't get over Pillar, which could be a problem if these pillars are exceptionally well placed. Mid lane, we have Veigar versus Syndra, and this is a much more volatile lane for the Veigar than the Corki lane. The Veigar is going to need to stay really safe, not get hit by the Syndra stuns, and when the Syndra stuns do hit, it's going to be pretty rough for him. It'll be a lot of damage coming down. Veigar's definitely capable of surviving this lane, but it does require a fair bit of effort on their part. Bot lane, we have Ashe Zyra bringing out the Season 3 Cloud9 special. No one's gonna remember that, I'm sure, in chat, because most people weren't watching competitive League in Season 3 and wouldn't remember that even if they did. But Ashe Zyra is actually sort of a crazy lane. Not only does it have a ridiculous amount of CC, between the Ashe ulti being able to set up Zyra roots really, really easily, and then once those Ashe ulti and the Zyra root hits, they're dead. We do see Varus taking cleanse in lieu of that. But on top of that, between Hawkshot and Zyra's plants, you're actually nearly ungankable. This lane was invented back when you didn't have trinket wards, and Zyra plants were the trinket wards of that era, allowing the Zyra to actually build damage items. Now that you have trinket wards, this lane should just be ungankable. They should always have vision. As far as fighting, it's Zyra Ashe. They work the way those champions work. Zyra and Ashe both have good poke and okay all in. As far as Varus Janna on the other end, Varus obviously notoriously strong laning AD, but does have issues into Ashe as a champion, just because of Ashe having this slightly increased range over him, and the slow makes it really hard to close sometimes. And the Janna is gonna help the Varus out, shield him, and poke with W like every solo queue Janna does. Pretty high trade bot lane, but probably low kill potential, at least until the Ashe Zyra get ultis.
I am curious here. Rammus is going to be roaming to the jungle. Oh, here it is. Here's the Rammus. He does get the Q into the EW combo, which does get the Veigar first blood. Very great job and good opportunity seeing that Rammus was roaming to the Scuttle Crab, but then he looked mid lane and saw how low Syndra was and just capitalized on it.
Alright, so Mr. Play-by-Play caster here, who plays Rammus, can you tell me what Rammus's abilities are called?
Are you capable?
Nope, you can't.
No, I know what they do.
Alright.
I know what they do. Naming things?
Not your specialty.
Not my specialty.
I just looked up what Rammus taunt is called. I would not know that's what it's called.
Yep, yeah, now it looks dumb.
Alright, you know what? people in chat, let's go for Rammus ability names. It's Powerball for the spin. I'm gonna see bot keep trading. It's gonna be volatile down here, but I shouldn't see anyone die. Someone should be forced out of lane first. Rammus has defensive ball curl, obviously, for his damage and armor. Frenzying taunt.
Yep.
What? What is
Yep.
that? And then
Yep.
obviously his ulti is Tremors. What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Don't you feel
Okay.
intimidated by that?
I've never in my life, in my probably what's gotta be like 3,000 to 5,000 hours watching people cast League of Legends, ever heard someone say the name Frenzying Taunt.
Yeah. That's a. If I got
That's-
taunted like that, I would just close my laptop. I'd close my computer. I'd go home. And I'd really reflect on that Rammus.
Ash is at 100 HP.
Oh.
Janna's at 100 HP. Someone's got to go home. Zyra's leaving
Looks
too,
like-
actually, despite being at full HP.
I think they're just gonna keep resetting together, which is good team composition there. Just so you don't get bullied and have off-putting like reset times. I really like that as a support.
I actually think the Zyra should have stayed and caught the wave. She's at full HP, still had mana, and she does a lot with golden EXP. And she could just reset when their bot lane backs right now, and nothing would be lost. Because the Zyra's not coming out on the map with boots or wards, so she's not able to actually use this timing to get any pressure. Mid lane just reset and got back, so there's no gank to look for mid. So, honestly, I feel like she missed out on a couple hundred gold there.
Now I wanna touch base with you, Hunter. I know it's only 6 minutes in now, but when these teams collide, who's the better team comp?
Well, better team comp is... I am gonna say that Clout 7, assuming we have teams on the right side this time, which it looks like we do. Clout 7 has a better mid-game spiking team comp on the back of Varus Syndra. It's poke Varus. He's going to scale super hard in the mid-game, and the Syndra is just strong. When it gets to late game, oh, we see a fight going on bot lane, though. The Ashe getting
Good
caught.
flash from Ashe that will save her life there. That's a good call, knowing that the Zyra is at the Dragon Pit with 2 other members there. She wasn't healthy enough to really make that turn to come down and re-gank bot lane with all 3 members. So I think it was a good call by by them to really just reset, redo it all, and come back again stronger.
Absolutely. Looking at the, so at the team comps, I think the mid-game spike's gonna be really powerful for the Varus. Going lethality, gonna be able to poke them down really hard. But as soon as we hit late game, which really late game will be signified probably by 3 items on all of these champions, or 2 items on the supports, the Shen is gonna have too much armor.
Oh, here comes Rammus. Is he gonna get the E off? Not quite, but he is in the alcove. He is in the alcove. And Ashe is there. There goes the E. There goes the W. There goes the Ashe. Taking out the Varus. Good job.
Insane
Good
counterplay
execution.
with the frenzying taunt. coming out from the Rammus.
Great play with the frenzy and taunt there.
Yeah, as soon as we hit 3 items, which is gonna be my benchmark for late game, I think the Ashe is going to be able to out-sustain so long as she doesn't get poked. The Varus, the Veigar rather, should have Death Cap and his 2 catch items. And the Rammus and Shen just have too much armor to be affected by Varus anymore. At that point, it's on Syndra, but Syndra's still gonna have a super hard time killing things. She can only, realistically, kill 1 target unless she gets really fed. And a 1-for-1's not going to be good enough when you don't have an AD carry anymore.
Very well said here. We do see Zyra getting 6 pretty relatively early there. After Ashe had to back a couple times. What do you think will happen bot lane? Do you think, because Varus and Janna are both level 6 right now, do you think they're going to have this an engage, or they're just going to wait it out and scale?
I mean, you can certainly try for a Varus engage, especially if you're 1v2, but in the 2v2, it just... Zyra's 6 now, right? And
Yeah.
Ashe just ping 6 now. Even if the Ashe was still
Oh,
5, though, we'd see the
Ashe-
arrow go wide.
If that
If
was
that
a
arrow
pick
hit,
on
that
Janna,
hit,
that would have
dead.
been, that was a dead Janna right there.
So
There's a
good
frenzying taunt going frenzying taunt going top lane.
I'm gonna need you to cast Rammus, only saying his proper ability names for the rest of the game. With that said,
What was the W again?
it is defensive ball curl. I knew
Defensive
that one.
ball curl. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. And then okay. All right. Challenge accepted, sir. Challenge
Okay.
accepted.
Please don't spend 10 minutes in a team fight only to see what his abilities are. Please. So, all right. As I was saying, Varus won't be able to do damage. But all right. So bot lane fights. It's hard to engage there for the Varus. When the Zyra's 6, she can just counter engage
Here
with
goes the power ball into the frenzying taunt into.
Comboed with tremors and defensive ball curl out of the ram, and Syndra has to flash cleanse away. That's a speedy boy.
Very fast
and
boy.
he steals the
Did he
scuttle
steal it?
grab.
No way.
Yeah, way.
No way. Good job, my
Rolling
friend.
around Atlas.
With the speed of sound.
No place to go, gonna steal that scuttle. Alright, memes aside, I'm gonna give you a quick check-in on this Veigar. He did go Glacial this game, by the way. I think that's a much better choice. The Veigar's currently sitting at 67 passive stacks and 100 AP at 11 minutes. Not bad. We see him building into the Hextech GLP. Gonna give him the first little bit of slows. Should see him building into the Spooky Ghosts immediately after. Seeing as there's not too much reason to build a defensive item here other than Syndra, and that's the only AP source on the team, so it's not too big a deal. Might see his Zhonya's if they're worried about the Varus poke, but that's about it. We see the Trundle and Rammus both keeping actually even in farm in the jungle. That Scuttle Crab is the only thing that really puts the Rammus ahead in gold here. And
now
top lane again, there's a bit of a CS advantage developing for the Ornn, despite matchup regularities.
We do see Dragon is up, and Rammus is powerballed. He does see the Dragon going down. Let's see what Ashe ulti going in. There's a Veigar coming in with his E, trapping him in and pressing down the W, taking him out. There goes the ulti. There goes Varus. Double kill Varus. And here comes Shen. Shen wants to join the party. He has the ulti down. Is he going to be able to get the stun there? He gets the Syndra. There goes the triple kill. To Veigar. And this is Dragon. Zyra gets Syndra. Wow.
And more
incredible
importantly than
fight.
the triple kill on Veigar, we're not on Ocean. We're not on Cloud Rift again.
We're not on Cloud. No more Cloud. We're going to Infernal.
Alright, let's talk about that. That's what I'm calling China Syndrome again. They just walk in one at a time, trying to save their teammates, just like IG, former world champions. And Veigar might die to turret.
Veigar.
He's gonna die to Arnold.
Yeah, he did.
He missed.
Good job, Veigar. Giving you a clap. Giving you a round of applause right there.
Alright.
He did flash it.
Really, that does mean that, technically, Clout 7 is currently cosplaying IG right now. Good for them. That's a good thing, I think. Who's rookie? I don't know. I mean, if you're getting this advantage,
Rammus picks up the Powerball there. He is getting Trundle, like, ulted right now, so he's stealing all of his stats. He doesn't get out. Trundle does pick up the Rammus, but is it enough for his own life? No. The Shen is going to lock it down, take him out. Is Shen going to be able to pick up Syndra here? Ornn is right behind him.
That's a dead girl.
And Veigar does get the E off, going into Q, taking out Syndra. That is big. That is large. This Veigar is going to stack.
Did someone get the Shelly?
Yes, Rammus did. Rammus got Shelly.
Okay, good. All right. All right. Too much memes going on at once here. The Veigar's really fed. He's 5-0. You can see that. I'm just narrating it for you, just in case, you know, podcast listening. He's building spooky ghosts. He's taking mid turret,
Oh.
and he's running away from a Trundle. Oh, Trundle's dead.
Oh
he's
no,
not dead.
Trundle. Oh no, Trundle. That's a
Almost
Vigard.
dead.
That is a spooky mage. He's gonna cast
Uh-oh.
Fireball on you, and you're
Yeah.
gonna disappear.
That Vagar is in fact the final boss. As per his skins detail, it's hard. So let's talk about
Now,
winning
whoa,
this
wait a
game.
minute. We're gonna see Shelly drop bot lane here, and no one's really able to contest it because they're resetting currently. They might pick up a second turret. They do. They do pick up a second turret.
Yeah, and the Kamikaze Penguins here are just so far ahead. Despite a small CS discrepancy top lane and bot lane. This Vagar,
there's the fireball coming down on Trundle, really locking him down. Vagar is in a kind of awkward state, but he's gonna reach back to his team. And there's the Rammus Powerball into the tremendous taunt there. And
Nope,
there's a
that's not
Shannon. Is it not tremendous? Oh no, I got
It's frenzying taunt.
frenzying. My
Good
bad.
try. This time we're gonna teach you champion ability news. All right. So, yeah, Vagar's massive. He's very large. He's currently has 155 stacks on his passive, 311 AP. Before he's even started building his death cap, that means when he gets death cap, he'll probably be at around 8 to 900 AP. And if you think he's one-shotting people now, no one's gonna build magic resist, so it's not gonna get any better.
Ornn does build some magic resist, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough to really stop
not the
him.
thing that we're worried about, unfortunately. I think this Ornn's gonna have a very similar game. Last time, as last game, the Ornn did nothing. Not because he played poorly, just because his team all died around him, and he's left there being like, I can't die, but... now
He's
we're
doing
looking
his
at
hardy best.
Yes, exactly. And now we're looking at a pretty similar scenario, except with a little less from his team.
We do see Dragon spawning in 1 minute. Who do you think is gonna be? Is Kamikaze Penguins gonna really heavily contest it, or are they gonna go for some objectives like push down top turret? We do get an ulti. There goes the Powerball from Rammus there into his frenzying taunt.
There we go. And
there we go.
What else did he use?
The
Janna's just getting styled on by the Vagar's auto attacks. Alright, yeah, so to answer your question about Dragon, the only reason Kamikaze Penguins would not pick up this Dragon is if they were taking Baron, and Baron hasn't spawned yet, so... this is gonna be Infernal Soul Point, unless Varus Q snipes it. And I think if Varus walks close enough to hit it with the Q,
he is getting collapsed on here. There is the ulti from Varus there. Varus is going to be going down. Jen Q going in. Trundle ulting down the Shen. Rammus is there, but it's a little too late there, so they're not going to be picking up much. But bot lane is up top, taking out turrets, making major objectives going down on the map.
Yeah, but also important to note there, the Shen used his ulti in an attempt to get away there, but that puts it on cooldown now for this Dragon fight, so Shen is going to be there with his TP in 10 seconds, but that's still no channel.
Powerball going in, frenzying taunt, defense curl going up. He's not taking a lot of damage. Tremor going in, and there goes Vigard. Good job, Rammus.
This whole game is just an What happened?
Oh, there goes Rammus.
Where'd he go?
He's out. He's out. He's out.
Where'd the Varus go? He didn't get. He got like he autoed the Rammus twice and died. Oh, and that's another flash.
You do not underestimate the Rammus.
Nolan, would you like to pick an MVP for this game?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's. Well, I'm not gonna say right now, but I have one in mind. I have it in mind. Right? No, well, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it right now.
Question. If it's not Varus, what needs to if it's not Vagar, what needs to happen to make it not Vagar?
More Powerballs. More Powerballs.
So like 5-man Powerball?
5-man Powerball. Definitely MVP worthy.
Alright, what about, is there anyone else who can steal a crown away from this Vagar?
Maybe this Zyra's putting in work. She has been really defensive and able to really secure down the enemy team and help her Asha with that DPS.
All right.
But right now, my two leaders are definitely Veigar and are definitely Rammus. But I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
It's a close race. It'll be a photo finish anyway.
Photo
Chop it up.
finish.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're working on Rip Herald here. We're at Infernal Soul Point for the side of Kamikaze Penguins. I ain't gonna lie here. This game's pretty, I don't want to say over. The right word might be doomed. We see
There goes the Ash ulti. It does land onto Syndra into a Veigar cage as well, into the W,
right.
coming down. There goes the Zyra, taking out the Janna,
Hey,
really locking her down. Oh, and there goes Baron. Oh, Spaghetti-O.
This game is an stinky. This is Veigar got ahead. Syndra was not able to keep him in line, especially after that early fight in which he picked up a bunch of kills. Not really Syndra's fault, mostly a macro error and a little bit of unfortunate timing. If we see a Varus ulti miss off to the side
but there is a Trundle, little sneaky Trundle trying to. Varus. Varus.
Varus.
Oh, Zyra gets this Baron. There goes Rammus taking out Trundle. Varus, you need to step away. There you go, buddy.
How many objective steals does the Trundle need to make to win MVP?
You mean?
No, I mean MVP.
It's gonna be
no, I
a
mean
lot.
MVP. How
It's
many
gonna be a
objectives did
lot.
they need to steal for Trundle to win this game for his team?
All of them. Every
All of
last
them.
one of them.
Every
Every
last
one of them.
That's to steal every neutral jungle.
There is an Ash ulti, incredible Ash ulti. I take it back. This Ash might be MVP with all of these ultis that are coming down.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Ash. You're not winning MVP. Your ults are very good, though.
There's the Ornn ulti, but the Shen stun coming in, stopping the Ornn ulti onto his team. Ash takes out Bears. They take out the turret. Ash is doing her DPS. There goes Trundle. Ash double kill. She's going on to Ornn. Is that an Ash triple? No. Veigar gets it. There goes Janna. Down goes Janna. There she goes. She's going for the inhibitor. This might be game.
It might be game. You're right. I've decided that if anyone kills Veigar, they immediately win ace. You just whoever gets the kill. It doesn't matter how much work they put in. They will win ace. Because it is currently 20-4. Unfortunately, we did have the kills in the wrong order.
Syndra, I'm sorry.
Did not finish this game 420. Sorry about that, guys. They're looking to
Veigar's
close
in
that
trouble.
off.
Veigar's in trouble, but Shen's ulting it. Veigar ulti going down, saving his life, and they're going to be looking for the.
Ash got conquered.
There goes
die. I think Veigar may have just won ace.
There goes. There it is.
That Varus might just won ace.
Kamikaze Penguins coming in large, coming in, taking that advantage, and really, really pressuring down on their just overall great team communication and just getting that W from major objectives. Good game.
Yeah, so we focused on players a lot this game. Let's take a little bit of a brief recap of the macro play, because this is actually just an excellent example of, from both a mid lane perspective, a jungle perspective, and a team perspective of how to snowball an early advantage. Despite the fact that top and bot lane actually fell behind CS-wise in lane phase, the mid lane Veigar got so many kills in that early skirmish that he was able to just put down the pressure around all of the objectives in his own lane, use the early GLP he got off of those kills to really snowball the advantage. Meanwhile, Rammus running around the map, playing really well, getting good picks, really, just in every lane, using his movement speed and the ghost to his best advantage, getting picks, snowballing the side lanes that weren't ahead at the beginning. And once we get to objectives, we see actually just brilliant use of the Veigar cage to zone teams off of objectives, to get picks, to force everyone's flash. I think that Veigar, I need a tracker for how many flashes Veigar cage forced this game, because it's probably somewhere in the range of 15 to 20. Which is interesting because I think the side of Clout 7 probably only got to use 25 to 30 flashes that game.
And real quick,
in general, MVP is going to go to Veigar. Can't have it any other way. Great team fighting and arrows out of the Ash, but can't take it away from the 1108. And the Rammus played really well too, but did not get the kills and is not 11-0-8. On the side of Clout 7 for the ace, I'm tempted to give it to the Varus because he got the kill on the Ash at the end and got the shutdown, but I really want to give it to Ornn. Really consistent play, doing what they can, just really does not have an opportunity to do anything. Keeps getting CS advantages in lane though, in lanes where he really shouldn't. Really, honestly, you should lose early to Shen as Ornn and just bring it back in the mid game. So great play in lane out of him, at least CS wise, and want to see more of that out of the side of Clout 7.
Very well said, Hunter. When we get back, we're going into two teams in the Shurima division.